I have the pleasure once again to have Dr. Janet Pansini to continue her speaking on marriage relationship. As I mentioned last week, Dr. Pansini has a private practice. Welcome once again to the family today, La Familia di Oggi. Last week we were speaking about relationship as how, you know, it could be destroyed, and you elaborated on that. I would like to ask you some more questions. I'm sure the viewers would like to know on the healing effects, a little bit more onto the healing. How can a marriage be better and stronger?
Well, as you know, I think we mentioned last week that
Yes.
you have to work at a marriage.
Yes.
And I think that today, with the hectic schedules that everybody has with children and running in all different directions, we often don't spend time with one another.
That's right.
A lot of times couples don't take time out to go out to eat or go somewhere alone or take a weekend alone.
That's
They
right.
get caught up with the children's activities, and they kind of forget about themselves. They figure the relationship will just float. It'll be okay. But it doesn't happen that way. It really needs work, and you do need to spend a lot of time together, you know, alone, without the kids and without all that chaos that goes with children.
Yes, just the two people, you mean, alone.
Right, and I think that helps to strengthen the marriage. And also, you know, once you have a strong marriage, it's going to be better. It'll automatically follow.
Follows. Okay, and so how do you bond with each other in a loving way? There's a lot of people that say, but we are not loving to one another. How can they bond in a loving way?
Well, bonding, as you know,
Yes.
little babies, right? They put
Yes,
the little
that's
baby on the
right.
mother's stomach as soon as the baby is born, and to create that feeling of intimacy and closeness,
Yes.
which I think is another thing that's lacking because of our busy schedules and whatnot. We don't have that time to kind of show each other affection and attention. It's easy to kind of snap at one another or criticize or and compliments too. You know, compliments are rare, and some people feel uncomfortable with compliments. You know, when someone gives them a compliment, they may feel even, you know, embarrassed by it or whatnot.
Yes.
But compliments are a great way to help an intimacy along.
Yes.
You know, that you did a good job. If a husband comes home and says, "Oh, look, you did a great job. Look at the meal you prepared," or something, instead of coming home and saying, "Oh, is that what we're having for dinner?" So I think the compliments, the intimacy, trying to have a closer relationship, and taking time out, like I said before, to spend some time alone without the children
Definitely.
will enhance the marriage, definitely.
You know, in today's society, I hear a lot of couples say, we don't have respect for one another anymore. We lost respect. How do you acquire respect? Once you're aware, that is.
Right, right. That's an interesting question. People have often, you know, approached me with things, you know, along that line. Some people will say you earn respect.
Yes.
But I think that you demand respect. I think you have to say, you know, this is how I want to be treated. Many, many women today will come to me and they're in a very abusive relationship. And it's because they don't demand the respect. They, you know, they want to please their boyfriend, lover, husband, whatever the relationship is, and they will do enormous amounts of things, even if it's to their detriment. You know, they might get yelled at, screamed at, hit, or whatnot, and they keep coming back. So you're not demanding respect when that happens. And I think if they initially had kind of put their foot down and said, "You're not going to treat me like this. This is how I want to be treated," I think that they would, you know, get some of the respect back.
So, in other words, demand respect.
Demand respect.
And show that,
Right.
that you need to be respected.
Because
Show-
by earning the respect, you're going out of your way to please the other person, and that
That's
doesn't
right.
often help the marriage, because you have to help yourself. Like you had mentioned, you know, you have to kind of work on yourself too. And if it's going to be that you're compromising all the time and giving in to make the other person feel better, you're going to feel cheated.
Yes.
You're going to feel, you know, less than, and you're not going to feel like you're getting anything out of it. So
That's
then
right.
it's going to unbalance
So then
everything.
frustration builds up.
Right. So communication is key.
Oh,
Talking and
I'm glad you
saying,
said that.
"This is something I don't like. I don't like the way you treated me. I don't like what happens. Instead of just swallowing it and holding it in and then building up grudges and resentment.
That's right. I was just going to ask you, if you swallow it and you make believe you're a good person and you just swallow it, then what happens is, again,
it builds up, and then your anger kicks in, and then it might be something else that you'll pick on, not that particular thing, but some small other thing. You'll pick on that and start the fight over that, and then it's blown out of proportion.
And it alienates instead of comes together as
so communication is
a key.
Essential.
Definitely. Is it important that married people, or I should say couples, go into the same direction of as where value is concerned? Is that important in a marriage relationship?
Okay. And by values you mean?
Let's say a husband and wife have the same value in raising their child, for example, teaching them values in spirituality, teaching them the same values and wanting to educate the child.
Right.
In other words, if I would like to educate the child and my husband doesn't, then there's a battle there.
Okay, so
that's what I mean by that question.
You're going to be attracted to a person because of their values. Most people, values attract. You want someone who has your same values. If they're completely opposite, sometimes it doesn't make a good mix. So you may not even fall into a relationship with someone like that. So it's best always to have the same values, but sometimes you don't. When it comes to raising children, disciplining children, and whatnot, you have to have the same values. Because if you don't, you're going to have chaos with the child.
Chaos.
You'll have a discipline problem, a child will act out, or the child will manipulate you, and you'll be lost, and the kid will be the boss of the house. If it comes to, like, not going another direction as far as education or something, one spouse might seek education and the other doesn't or doesn't want to, then it's okay for them to have opposites. You don't have to do everything your spouse does. But in certain values, it would be critical that you're on the same
level.
Track. Yeah.
That's very good. Thank you very much, Dr. Pancini.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
I would like to conclude with the words from the Bible. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love endures all things. Love believes in all things. Voglio concludere con queste frasi della Bibbia. Amore è paziente, amore è gentile, indura in tutto e crede in tutto. Cari amici, se avete qualche domanda o qualche scritto, chiamateci. Dear friends, I would like to thank you for turning in our show. If you have some writing or questions that you would like to share with us, please do so. I am Maria Mirkovich, wishing you love. Ciao ed arrivederci.
Look for me, walk with me, printed by my own, accept the truth about myself.